Hey everyone, Christina Del Rey with your forecast for February 15th, 2021. So we have a big week in astrology, and I know I say that every week, but really every week has been big. But this week we have the start of the exact square between Saturn and Uranus, and really this is what 2021 is all about. This is probably the most major transit for this year. Now, last year, if you remember, we had Pluto-Saturn, and that was to kind of tear everything down and apart, all the structures in our lives. So now we have Saturn and Uranus, and not quite as challenging as last year, but still challenging. So this is a year of revolution. It's a year of change, not just on a collective level, but on a personal level as well. And you have been thinking about what your personal revolution is because the universe keeps giving you clues. If you're not 100% sure where you're going, the universe is asking you to experience life in a new direction, at least in one area. But change is inevitable, and at least in one area of your life. And if you don't like change, the universe is kind of saying, too bad. You're going to have to embrace it at some point. So it is better not to go against the grain. It is better to accept and kind of, manifest something good. So Saturn is asking you to be responsible in one area of life, and Uranus is shaking the foundations of another part of your life. So you kind of have, one foot in an old life and one foot in a new life. And you have to decide what to keep and what needs to go and how you're going to do that. And of course, as humans, we don't like to change. We don't welcome in, change. It's scary to us. And what we have to realize is that this is happening so that you can be shaken free from something and be more authentically you. So whatever is being shaken free from your life, it is so that you can be more yourself and in alignment with what your soul came here to do or to learn. The exact square will happen 3 times, and the first time is February 17th, and both are direct and strong. And when you have 3 hits of a planet, it's kind of like, the first time is like, oh, there's a spaceship on my lawn. And then the second one is like, oh, I really should do something about that spaceship there. And then the third one is like, yeah, I kind of understand what I'm supposed to do with this spaceship, and I don't really care what anybody else thinks. I'm just going to integrate it into my life. So that's kind of what is going on here. The second hit of this is June 14th. Saturn will be retrograde, so that means that Uranus is going to be stronger, and that shakes up future, or that shakes up foundations. And then we have the last hit, which is December 24th. Saturn is going to be going direct, and Uranus is retro. So Saturn is going to be stronger here, and it's going to be you focusing on the new structures that you've put into place and building on that now, because you had to understand the spaceship and integrate that into your life. Okay, let's talk about it in your chart. Hello Taurus, the big news is Saturn square Uranus, the first hit of the first square. Huge for you because obviously it's happening in your sign. So Saturn is in a part of the chart for you that has to do with your status or how we know you in the world. So Saturn's saying you have a lot of work to do in your career or your status, and you have lessons to learn. And you have to sort of, whatever's worked before, you need to keep what works and get rid of what doesn't. But Uranus is in your first house, saying you need a revolution. You need a revolution of who you are. So, or what you value, or, how you identify yourself. And, there's been shakeups there, been shakeups on your identity, and how we know you in the world. So, and this isn't just happening overnight. Of course, you've been feeling this come, but whatever this is in your 10th house that you're working so hard on is likely to shake you free with who you are or how you identify yourself. And maybe some people don't really like who you're becoming, or they don't agree with it, or maybe they just don't understand. But you just kind of have to do your own thing at this point, and people will like it or they won't, but you have to be more authentically you. Venus is going to square Mars on the 19th, and it's likely that you have to take some kind of action on your values, something related to your career, and who you are, how you value yourself, how you identify yourself. So there is likely that, maybe even in a relationship, you have to take some kind of action, make some kind of change there. And Mercury, which is in that 10th house of career and reputation, goes direct. So things are going to get a little bit clearer in that area. If you've had any technology issues, those are likely to fall away, but most likely you've been rethinking your career, or rethinking your social standing, or rethinking your reputation. So now it's going to be more clear what ideas you can put into motion. This really is a personal revolution. Don't fight the changes, just be free and be more you, but do it in a way that is going to be honest and authentic and responsible and just morally correct. You don't want to create any bad karma. All right, Taurus, it'll be a great week.